Y'all, in the Krome-File Chronicles continue. This week has been really weird, and there's been like weird activity in my house. A lot of it, I think, I just like question it, where I'm just like, what was that? And then I like ignore it and pretend that I didn't hear whatever, or things like that. However, I have this vela. I have a candle, this white candle, kind of like a little altar thing for someone. And I have a picture of this person when they were younger. I put flowers in the base this week. I've been turning the candle on a lot since I purchased the candle. And normally, like, I realized that whenever I turn the candle off, something weird happens, or like little things where I'm just like, that's weird. But I ignore it. So what I do is I ignore it, and it's happened a few times this week. So these are things that have happened the last 4 days. I'm not exactly sure of all of them, like in order, kind of, because my brain is just like, it's just too many weird little things. So like little weird stuff happens when I turn that candle off. Also, I think the day before yesterday, my garage door was open. I could see it from like one of the rooms, and then like through the kitchen I could see the garage. If the door's open, I could see into the garage. And while my significant other was in the kitchen, I don't know, washing or like cooking, I don't know what he was doing, but like I was like, why is the door open? And I think he was doing laundry, so like he just left the door open. But to me it was weird because I saw like it was not a figure, but it was more like a ghostly, so it was kind of a little bit ghostly-ish, or it looked like smoke, kind of, I guess you would say, like a smoke, like some kind of figure-ish looking thing, smoke white, like it kind of looked like smoke. I don't know how to describe it. I was really far away, like on the back of the garage. I saw like something just like slowly like move across, and I was like, that's weird. I didn't say anything. I was just like, yesterday I did say something. I was like, why is the garage door open today? Because like the day before yesterday, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, is when I saw like that little thing in the garage, and I was just like, from like the dining room where I was sitting down, I was like, that's weird. What was that? I let it go though. I was like, that's weird, but whatever. Like, as long as it doesn't make its way into the house, so it stays in the garage. I don't know. Okay, so after that, like, I went out of town on Saturday, and then Friday night my dog had an injury. And I noticed like late at night when I was in bed, I felt like something on her paw, and it was like her licking herself. But I was like, what is that? And then like I got up and she had like an open wound. So I was like freaking out, but also like I couldn't do anything. The vet is closed in the weekend, so I had to wait till today, Monday, to bring her to the vet. So that was weird. And that I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go out of town because like I don't want to leave her alone. But I was also like, I have to do this one thing. So like I felt like I have an option, but I was like, maybe this is a bad sign that I should just stay home. That was a few things. So that was like one of the main things. I was like, I should stay home. Okay, so Saturday morning I wake up. It's like 4 a.m, maybe 5, between 4 and 5 a.m. Very likely 4 a.m. because I left, I think, at 5. I'm putting stuff in the car, the cooler with like just snacks and stuff, and like my soda and my bag. I'm just like putting everything in the car so then like we could just leave. But I was waiting for my significant other to wake up and do that shit, and then I was impatient because I wanted to be running late, which we ended up running late. Again, like, I'm glad that I had already put the stuff in the car, else I'd have to wait longer. But I also didn't want to do it because I hate going outside at night in the dark, like, for a lot of weird reasons, and like weird stuff that generally happens to me and not my significant other. So I like open the door, I'm like staring at the car, I'm like, I don't really want to go by myself outside. So I didn't really want to go outside by myself, but I did anyway. I think I loaded the car at least once before that, unless that was the first time me going to the car and loading it. And as I'm holding something, and then I opened this door, and as I'm about to come into the car, like to drop the stuff that I'm holding, I hear a really loud fucking sound. I like paused for a moment, and I was like, what the fuck was that? Kind of like, I thought to myself, I didn't say anything out loud. I was just like, But also it freaked me out because it was loud and it sounded like it was on me or in front of me. So like I was holding the stuff, and it felt like it was in the stuff I was holding, and it sounded like a creepy creature, demon. I don't know, like it was like it was weird, and I couldn't figure out if it said something or not. So no sé, I wasn't sure what it said or what it was. I was like, it sounded like some weird creature thing. either said hi or Kai, because I did kind of hear something like a mumble to it. It was loud. It was really loud for me. Like, it was like if it was next to me or in front of me or something. So like I run to my front door because I'm like freaking the fuck out. I'm like, hell no. Like, this is why I didn't want to put the stuff in the car, and I wanted my significant other to do it. Like, I don't fuck with being outside by myself in the front yard or in general outside. It's weird. Like, I love being outside in the dark and like stargazing, but it's also like I have to be up for it emotionally and mentally in case something weird happens. I was not okay, and then I was being really cranky. Like, I was like, we have to go, we're already running late, like I'm getting stressed out, but also that stressed me the fuck out, which I didn't tell my significant other until later. Anyways, one could say I was like in the worst mood after that because I got spooked out. And once we're like good to go, I'm like, okay, we both come to the car. He gets in the car before I do, and then I get in the car. And as I like put something down on the floor, we both heard like a loud meow, like a cat. We both heard a cat, and I heard it like by my feet. Like, I heard it inside the car. I swear to God, like it sounded like it was in the car. I just heard a meow. And he heard it too, and we both looked at each other, and I started to panic again. And then that's when I told him, like, okay, so I heard something earlier that did not sound like a cat at all. I thought it was something creepy. I ran outside, and that's put me like in the worst mood, and I was extra cranky because I got like spooked out. And I'm like, now this, and we both heard it, and we're staring at each other. So we both heard it. I got down from the car, and I told him, like, pop the front of the car. We popped the trunk. I checked everywhere. He helped me check too. Like, we're both looking everywhere. I'm like, if there's a fucking like cat in here, and we heard it by driving off because we didn't scare it off because it's cold and like cats like to hide in cars or outside the cars. We didn't see shit, so like there was, I'm pretty sure, no cat, but I was panicking when we started to drive off because I'm like, oh my gosh, like if I hear a cat crying or hurt like because of us, like it didn't happen. There was nothing in the car, but we both heard like a cat meow, and then he started joking and saying like, oh, it's like a ghost of a cat maybe. I guess to make me feel better, it did kind of help, but I was also still like, I was like, could there just be no kind of spirit? Like, could I just be left alone for once? Anyways, then we're driving off, and then like later on, during our long ass drive to where we were going, my car starts making a weird fucking sound, and I looked it up and it said it could be like multiple things, and it did stop, but that shit was so annoying. It was like a very fucking like, excuse the cursing, but I'm just like hello, like it was a high pitch annoying sound. And like I had my headphones on, and he was like, do you hear that? I took my headphones out and I could not unhear it. Like my head started to hurt because like how loud and high pitched it was, which was weird. So all these little things, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I should stay home. Like I should not go on this trip. Like there's too many weird little things. And I was also like, I should not panic over it. We'll be fine. We actually were fine. But I'm also like, why? Like why are all these weird little things and then the spooky stuff? that's the story for this week mostly. Oh, and the candle thing that I was saying when I turned the candles off. So last night, which was November 3rd, Sunday into Monday, I turned my candle off because I've been putting it on almost every day. I try to light it on for a bit, and the fucking, like, there was a loud sound. Like, I turned the candle off, and like a few moments later there was a really loud sound that scared me because it came from upstairs. And the first thing I did was go like, and I like looked to my left side, and my cat is on his bed sleeping. Like, I could see his little face, and I was like, okay, my cat's right there, so there's no way my cat dropped something upstairs. And my door is closed, so like none of the dogs should be in my room. And all the windows, for the first time, like all my windows were closed in my room, so there should be like no reason why anything falls over. That happened. I asked my significant other what that was. I went upstairs, and he's like, oh, I think it was like right here in the hallway. And I'm like, no, it was in my room. Like, I heard it because the dining room is right below my room, and it sounded like something fell like right above where I was, but like upstairs. And he's like, do you want me to get up? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I need us to know what the fuck that sound was, which is weird also because I'm like, normally I'm just like whatever, or like I'll let things go, but I was like, no, I need to know what the sound was. And he goes in my room. We both check my room. There's nothing on the floor that would have fallen over to make that really loud like banging noise on the floor. Like, it sounded like something was tossed off like a shelf or something, but my cat wasn't there. All the windows were closed, and nothing was on the floor. Like, we never found what fell over, which is also like weird to me because I'm just like, great. That's exactly how creepy things get worse when you're watching a movie. Just like, I shouldn't have gone to check, but I also had to check because I'm like, I need to know what that was because it was really loud. So that was like that was a moment yesterday or last night when I was like, okay, like something weird always happens when I turn off my candle before I go to bed. And I'm just like, but also like some people had told me before to like light a white candle and say like a thing for like the ghost in my house, which I don't do. But I did start lighting like the white candle that's for someone I care for that passed. But maybe the other ghosts are like, bitch, why are you turning that fucking candle off? Leave it on. But I'm also like, excuse me, like, I live here and it's my candle. Like, don't tell me what to do. But yeah, that's like some of the weird stuff. And of course, like the usual like little banging sounds and stuff when I'm trying to sleep that sometimes wake me up. Or oh, and also one of the other days I was looking back, and I never check my cameras anymore, but I was looking at one of my cameras because I felt like my dog was being a little weird. And like when she goes into like the house through the doggy door, there's like a weird sound after, which could just either be a sound, but to me sounds like there's like a voice that like says something, but I can't fully make it out what it says. Like, I think I could think of like a few things that it kind of sounds like, but I'm also like, hello, what? Like, could you guys leave my dogs alone? I'll try to add that clip if I find it, but I'm just like, November, man, Halloween time. And normally I feel like more creepy stuff tends to happen around this time in my place, but I mean, I still think like a lot of it's weird, like me hearing something in the car and then I was hearing a meow out right after again in the car, amongst other stuff. I'm like, and that's aside from like all the weird dreams I've had for the last month and a half. I had some weird fucking dreams, and some of them it's never happened this bad where like I know it's not even me. Like the beginning of October, I had some wild dreams. They're actually more like nightmares / night terrors, but I don't have night terrors normally. Like my significant other does, but I don't. So like when I do, I think it's weird. And those, like at the beginning of October, were really creepy. Like I could tell someone's energy, and I don't like it.